Welcome back to my TV show. This is a new segment of my show called Drawn Out Conversation With, and today I'm joined by the one and only Riley Savage. I actually thought of this interview format due to Riley's ability to draw very well and my addiction to drawing on Procreate. And I came to find out today that Riley's actually never drawn with an iPad.
Yeah, I'm an acoustic analog. I used Kevin's iPad book and did a little test drawing, so now I've got the ropes.
I used to be lo-fi. Things have changed. We took suggestions from the people on the good website known as Twitter. So we're each gonna draw the same thing and then we're gonna see how they look. And in the meantime, we're just gonna chat about whatever's going on. And we're gonna start with this one from Timothy LaCastro, Fancy Owl.
Ooh, Fancy Owl, okay.
So Riley, how is your new year feeling?
It's different this year because my best friend and co-host did break his arm, and so I'm out in LA taking care of him. And so this is the first break that I've taken from putting out videos since I started Hivemind, and it's felt really good. At first I was very stressed about not being on the workhorse at the moment, and then I've grown to really appreciate it actually.
I have a hard time with free time as well, which is why I'm always making stuff. So what do you do when you have that unshakable feeling like you're supposed to be doing something but you actually don't have anything to do?
Recently, I've been talking to my friends more, coming up with ideas for stuff. I don't get to draw as much anymore, so I have been doing that just leisurely. But yeah, just planning stuff and hanging out with my girlfriend and my friends.
You have a dog too, right?
I do. Hank.
That's so funny. My dog's name is John.
John?
They both have very official little man names.
That's awesome. I didn't know you named him John. The best names for dogs are like awkward dude names, like Shane.
Oh, that
would be like fantastic for a dog. Like Hank is a little bit like, it's funny because he's a small dog and Hank feels like a big guy name. Like it's like Hank, you know?
Yeah.
And he's just like a little dude. I like Shane and Seth, and like Cooper.
Cooper is a great dog name.
Bradley.
Or the combination of both, Bradley Cooper. I feel like my owl right now is looking more like a penguin. But I'm not gonna look at your homework. I don't want to cheat. The first people that saw the Mothman, they think that they might have just seen an owl.
Really?
Because they saw two big red eyes fly towards them, and then there was a blood-curdling scream. There's a certain kind of owl that is in the region where they saw the Mothman. And they think that they just imagined a body where there wasn't one. We're actually, in a sense, drawing the Mothman right now.
Wow, I don't even like know what the Mothman's supposed to look like. Like I know kind of a little bit about the legend.
I'm gonna look up a picture of the Mothman and I'll show you kind people at home, and I guess us for the first time when we see it, what the Mothman looks like.
Graydon, do you have any insight from off camera about this Mothman owl conspiracy?
I've heard it, but the Mothman is very much real.
Have you seen the Mothman?
No, I have not, but it's Midwest serious. Pennsylvania predicted a bridge collapsing. I believe Jake Gyllenhaal was in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I feel like if it was just an owl, it wouldn't be as serious. It's like it wouldn't have snowballed into what it became.
There's something out there.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any like creature that you couldn't describe, like you couldn't be like, oh, I know what animal that is?
I had only my very first paranormal experience 2 weeks ago. I think I saw a UFO. I was in the studio with Paper Rose, and I stepped outside to listen to a bounce and smoke a cig. I saw like a flying orb go through the sky that wasn't like a shooting star because I didn't see it break up, and it was moving like way too fast. I feel like it was a UFO.
Doesn't Elon have some things up, like some SpaceX ones that are like that though?
I think so, but I feel like this one is beyond the realm of explanation.
Whoa.
Because I've seen stuff like that before, and then I look it up on Twitter and it's like, oh yeah, SpaceX, yada yada. There was no explanation for this one. I at least want to believe that I saw a UFO.
I did see one like kind of UFO type thing one time I was driving with my friend. We both like saw this huge like a surge, like a flash, like it was like whoosh. And then we saw a thing move across the sky, but it was really low. And it moved in a way that I just had never seen anything move. And then we looked for stuff and there was nothing like on that highway in Michigan that they said anything happened.
When you're on a highway, that's when you know it's a UFO.
Yeah.
Did you feel spooked by it by any chance? Like after that encounter, did you feel like it was maybe a sign that you were gonna be visited?
I don't think it was that, because it wasn't like visiting. It didn't feel like it was like us. It was like off to the side of the highway. It wasn't like near us. I didn't think it was gonna have anything to do with me. But I just was like, I am a very logical person and like to be able to describe what I've seen, and not being able to describe it did kind of freak me out.
The day after I saw the UFO, I saw a red hawk just sitting on somebody's fence looking at me, and I felt like those two things mixed together made me feel like something was about to happen.
Oh.
Because a red hawk isn't hella paranormal, but I feel like to see one just in the suburbs, more or less, on a fence, eye level. But I also been listening to like a bunch of paranormal podcasts.
It always happens where your mind it's like the confirmation bias thing, where you're like, I've been watching a bunch of scary movies and now I feel like shit's happening in my house. It's like, yeah, like it wasn't happening before. Like the scariest shit is when it's not on your mind and something pops at you. Like that's the scariest shit.
Honestly, just the thought of that is scaring me right now.
Yeah.
I scare very easily.
Do you not like to watch scary stuff?
I'm like kind of addicted to watching like unsolved mysteries and like true crime stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so easy to watch, but it always scares me. I'm locking every door in the house and I'm locking my bedroom door, peeking out my window. I get spooked out.
I'm not scared by like true crime stuff, but when I was a kid, I used to get really scared by like, I watched a documentary about chupacabras.
Oh my God.
And I got so scared that I like literally couldn't sleep in my room. And because there were sightings in like Ohio and Michigan around where I grew up. So I literally thought it was like coming for me. Like I was convinced that I was the next chupacabra victim. And then I watched one on crop circles and I was like, what? Like there are cornfields all around here. Like what if these aliens are de-seeding these crops and they're gonna come and get me? Like these overlord. That's like, they would always show like some weird animated footage of what they thought the things would look like, and they were like terrifying, and I was like, how do you know that from just seeing some crops without seeds? Like
the dramatic reenactment and or like dramatic sketch is always the scariest part.
Yeah. All right, I think I'm entering the coloring phase.
That's so funny. I was gonna say my first draft was very bad, and I turned it around.
Coloring is the most important because I don't do that. Like when I analog draw, I just scan and then I put it in, do all the color like digitally on Illustrator.
That's why I really wanted you to experience the magic of Procreate. There's 3 things that have been invented by humanity that I think are the best inventions of all time. Number 1, bicycle. Number 2, Antares Auto-Tune. Number 3, Procreate for iPad. Those are the 3 best inventions.
Mine would have to be the Skip It.
Okay.
Probably, which is the thing you put on your ankle and then you spin it around and you jump over it. That's probably number 1. Number 2.
Also like the most important for the betterment of society too.
Yes, that's like probably given more joy to people than most tech these days. Graydon, what was the KFC sandwich called where chicken was the bread?
Double down.
The double down, the KFC double down.
That's number 2.
Yeah, chicken's the bread and then the middle is like bacon and cheese. Number 3 is probably Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its and red wine, that's a hell of a combo.
Oh yeah, that'll get me in my feelings though.
I'm trying to think of something funny that my owl is saying too, because he's kind of, when he's looking at me right now, he's definitely saying something, but I'm wondering what it is that he has to say.
This place ain't on fire.
Let's give this one like exactly like 2 more minutes max.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm almost there. I'm actually feeling pretty fucking good about this.
I'm enjoying my guy.
I have to say Nick really did save the day, bringing the additional iPad.
Hey everyone.
Nick saved the day.
Nick is not green, everybody.
I don't like going by that name anymore.
You don't like going by that name anymore?
No. N Lightning. That's what I wanted to go by now.
N Lightning? Is it like N Lightning? Like, or is it like enlightening?
No, N as in Nick, and then Lightning, because like it's just cool.
Oh, okay. But it's not a pun on like enlightening?
No, I don't know what that is. I don't know why you keep bringing that up.
Oh,
so is this a new official name drop?
It's a soft launch of my new name, and I just don't want anybody to call me by that stupid name they used to call me.
This is Enlightening.
Okay.
And if you call him anything but that,
You're gonna get struck with
by Enlightening.
Enlightening? Oh my God. I don't know how I feel about this, man. We'll talk about it later.
All right, it's almost time for the reveal.
Almost.
I think I'm ready to show you.
I'm not quite. I'm almost there though.
Okay, I'm just gonna admire mine in the meantime then. I'm pretty impressed. I don't even know what owls look like. To me, when I think owl, I think Mothman.
Owls are like in my top 10 favorite animals probably.
They're super cool and
They're up
mysterious. You got it?
Yep.
Okay, you ready for the reveal?
Let's do it.
So we'll show each other and I'll put it on the screen for the people. Wow!
Oh man, yours is like a nice like woodland gothic vibe.
Yeah,
Almost like a scarecrow
He was
vibe.
giving gothic to me.
Yeah.
The bow tie and the martini
Yeah, he's got a little martini
and the
on.
glasses. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yours is
Wow.
as well. I love the color palette. I mean,
He's kind of like spooky lo-fi.
he's got almost like little like antler branches coming out of his head too. What's the choice there?
I felt like when I was thinking about barn owls that I'd seen, they have those kind of like wispy things. I don't know if they look like antlers per se. I know they have the pointy ears.
Yeah.
And then I just know they have additional wispy things.
Wispy stuff.
So that's just me, you know, wisping it up. Wow.
Love it.
I love yours.
Thank you.
Pondering turtle, marine animals at a themed party, or the Hat Man.
Let's do the Hat Man
Okay.
first. Yeah.
We want to thank the Breathing Backwards for suggesting the Hat Man, which is a theme that's been popping up in both of our lives a lot recently.
If there are any Hivemind watchers watching, they know I have many food allergies, and so I have a long and arduous journey with Benadryl. There were summers where I would just take Benadryl every day because I was having allergic reactions and I just didn't know. And sometimes you go a little too far, and you first you see spiders, and then you see the Hat Man.
So you've seen the Hat Man?
Yes, one time ever.
Oh my god.
And I didn't know what it was at the time. Like I wasn't familiar with the lore.
I need to hear this story because I'm very intrigued by the Hat Man, but I would be terrified if I saw the Hat Man.
While we draw the Hat Man himself,
You probably have a better frame of reference.
Oh yeah, I mean, but I think everybody sees him the same, which is kind of like all of the images I see are like very spot on.
That's very spooky to think about.
I'm gonna do the Hat Man in low light rather than like no light, so he's not just a silhouette. Like I want to give him like a little bit of a shape and character.
Yeah,
you
give
know,
him some personality.
When I was living in Cincinnati, I think I had either Indian food or Greek or Mediterranean food. I forget what I ate, but I was with all of my friends. This is my sophomore year of college, and I ate something and immediately knew, okay, I'm having an allergic reaction. But it was worse than usual. My tongue was really going crazy, and I was like, oh man, this one's gonna be bad. And I decided I've gotta get some sort of Benadryl in my system. So I took like 2. It was helping a little bit, but not all the way. And so I ended up taking 2 more because I was really trying to get this thing to stop. And then I got so tired that I really wanted to fall asleep. And my friends were like, no, like, let's just go walk around. We wanna make sure that you're good. Like, we don't wanna leave you here sleeping. So we started walking around campus, and I just like was zombie tired, like could barely walk tired. Benadryl, for people who haven't taken it, it does make you quite drowsy. I remember like starting to kind of have the edges of my vision get a little dark, and then I did start seeing like spiders on things or like little crawlies, like random kind of shapes like on people. And then I eventually went home, and I was about to fall asleep on my futon. I didn't even go all the way to my bed. I saw a shadowy figure with red eyes like in the corner of my kitchen, and was like, what the fuck is that? Then everything got way more intense. Like I started seeing really seeing bugs. Like I remember seeing like what I thought was a tarantula on my wall, and I was like, oh no, I need to just go to sleep. And I did fall asleep pretty much directly after.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah, and then I found out like somebody asked me if I'd seen the Hat Man when I was talking about Benadryl. And I was like, wait, what? I thought we had shared hallucinations. And they're like, no, it's all over the internet. And I didn't know it was there. And then I went and looked at the images and was like, yeah, this is exactly the type of thing that I saw. It was very weird.
The question is like, who is the Hat Man? Because I know the Hat Man is like of the genus of shadow people, but he has a hat and like a coat, right?
Yeah, it's like a coat, red eyes.
Like red eyes. Like
a lot of people give it like Freddy vibes.
The fact that it's a shared experience and the same looking guy every time makes you think.
I watched a YouTube video about it, and there's like this psychologist that was talking about that, like why do we all see the Hat Man? It's like what it was called. And it is basically saying that like the type of drug that Benadryl is, when you're seeing scary things, it's trying to scare you into sleep because your body needs sleep so bad. It's so drowsy that it's trying to scare you into sleep, and so it starts showing you things that you're scared of. They say that it's just literally based off of the history of villains in horror movies, that everybody has like the same idea of a scary guy in a yard.
I'm not buying that.
Yeah,
like that's another psyop from the US government trying to trick us.
Yeah.
They know something about the Hat Man that they don't want to share.
I think so too, honestly. Because why the fuck does everybody see the same thing?
My blood would literally turn to ice if I saw the Hat Man.
I thought he was kind of chill. I got like a bit of a chill vibe from him. It wasn't like pure
Did you
terror.
feel like he was going to dap you up?
I think if I had stayed awake, he would have respected me a little bit more, and then maybe we would have gotten to dap territory, but in that moment, I felt more of like he was like, listen man, I might steal a few things from your fridge, but I'm definitely not gonna like stab you or anything.
Yeah, he wasn't finna kill you.
No, there's no way.
Well, maybe the Hat Man is chill.
I think he could be misunderstood. I would definitely say that.
I actually have a really strong dose antihistamine that I could take at any time if I ever wanted to see the Hat Man. But I can't take it because I have like a arrhythmia in my heart. Not to get super emo, I'm not saying this to be emo.
Right.
It's just that sometimes with those antihistamines, there's like a very, very small potential that you might straight up die.
Oh my
Because it can
gosh.
fuck up the electrical current. But if I get a chance to see the Hat Man, but then it's like I wouldn't be dying happy, that's for sure.
It's like if you're dying to meet him, you know how
There's
to
something
get there.
that I can do.
I would say it's not worth it. He didn't give me such a chill vibe. I wouldn't risk it all for the Hat Man.
Do you think I should get the Hat Man on an episode of Drawn Out Conversation?
I don't know if he would agree to that. I feel like he's a pretty private person. Me, I'll bear it all. I'll say anything. I'll answer any question. But that guy holds it close to his chest. You know, he only really shows up in certain times.
There's a record by a band called The Blue Nile.
Okay.
This album album is called Hats. On the cover is just the silhouette of a hat, or a guy in a hat that always comes to mind as being the Hat Man.
Oh yeah.
And I wonder if the dude from the Blue Nile saw the Hat Man. Or if he felt like the Hat Man, you know, if he's speaking from the perspective of the Hat Man.
Or what if he just told the artist who made the album cover, draw your personification of fear, and that was what came out?
That's what the government would want you to believe.
Is what?
That just anybody would draw their personification of fear and it would look just like the Hat Man.
Yeah, that's true.
This Hat Man drawing is getting pretty scary. My drawing looks like one of those drawings that is in like a movie where like some little kid sees a ghost and their psychiatrist is like, can you draw what you saw? And it's like hella disturbing.
I love those drawings. Kid drawings in general, that's like my favorite genre.
I wish I could figure out how to draw more good. I feel like everything I draw has this sort of like naivete.
Did you draw a lot as a kid?
Oh yeah, I love drawing. But like when I was in art class and they were like, you have to draw on like this grid, I wasn't down.
Right.
And then when I was in a figure drawing class, when I went to community college, it was just like very like, I'm not gonna actually try to draw that. I'm just gonna draw it in a way that feels expressive versus technically good.
Yeah, that's kind of like the classic structure of school and blah, blah, blah. Like that's one of the main things I always say about graphic design school. Because I went into it thinking like, I'm gonna like do art, but learn how to also have a job. And then I realized it was like so businessy the way they wanted. They were like training you to sit at a desk and work for like a company making some random Facebook ads or something.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't supposed to be like art. Like true art class, it's gotta be so off the grid of like fitting into a box of what it's gonna help you get a job or whatever. Because like everybody's interpretation of all of it is so different. You need like an art teacher who's literally only teaching you.
Right.
To like actually, because you can only look at what somebody likes to make and then try to like push them to get technical skills that help them achieve that thing.
If we were at a slam poetry reading right now and you just said all that, I'd be snapping.
What?
Because that was some real shit.
Oh.
Like snapping like this.
Oh yeah.
Like because you're
I
spitting.
thought you meant you'd be snapping.
No,
you'd be up there rapping.
no, because you're spitting.
Oh, thanks, man. If we were at a slam poetry thing right now, I'd probably leave though. It's not my favorite vibe, you know what I mean?
I actually was a slam poet.
Were you?
Riley, you're such an asshole.
When I was a senior in high school, there was this community center that had slam poetry. I like literally didn't know what slam poetry was. So I like wrote all these poems that I thought slam poetry was just long poems.
Yeah.
And I was even doing like rhyming. I was really in my Yeats type beat era.
Okay.
And I remember trying out for the slam poetry team, and all the other ones, you know, it's like storytelling. And I was like, this doesn't really sound like the shit that I made. I was laying on the ground when I tried out. I was being really extra for some reason. And I didn't make the team, but then the runner-up for the team had to drop out, so then I was on the team. And I went to Chicago to compete in Brave New Voices, but I was still just doing these weird not slam poems. I was not good. That's all I have to say.
You were not good?
I was not good.
Or you just like weren't following the rules?
I wasn't following the rules, which I guess kind of relates back to what I was saying about art class.
Yeah. So you've always been a rule breaker, is what you're saying.
I'm kind of a troublemaker.
I've been noticing that about you. I think people can pick that up.
I'm really glad we decided to go with the Hat Man because I think this is a pretty fun thing to draw.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just so open for interpretation and also allows us to give some lore to people who may not know, you know?
Yes.
I think anybody watching right now just realized that their hallucination is a shared one. Like they like are hearing us describe this and they're like, wait a minute, I've seen that.
It could be.
It's gotta be at least one.
Somebody could be having a Hat Man breakthrough right now.
Yeah, they'll just be like, whoa, I see that. I had no idea that everybody saw it. I thought that was just a me thing.
Whoever you are out there, I hope you know that you're not alone.
Thank
See,
you.
that's the kind of snapping I was talking about. I'm ready when you are, but no pressure.
I'm almost there.
I'm feeling really good
I'm
about
putting in
this.
some shadows to give like a little bit of drama.
Oh, I like that. I put a little bit of cross hatching, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Pen and ink, that's my favorite style of drawing.
Oh yeah.
I wish that I could do that, and I think I can. If I choose to dream, I can draw anything I want. Drawing on a napkin. That's the ultimate place to do pen and ink.
A napkin?
You're at a bar, you had a beer on a napkin, and then you pick up your pen and you just start sketching, and the next thing you know, you've drawn Calvin and Hobbes. Or, you know, Garfield. Or Snoopy. Whatever it is, Mickey Mouse. That's just where it happens, on a napkin. You ready to share?
Yep.
Wow. Ooh, yours is spooky with the prayer hands.
Oh yeah, he's plotting, you know?
Oh my god.
Yours has got like a blue peacoat vibe.
Yeah.
It's like European in some way.
Yeah.
You know?
I originally had his peacoat kind of gray, but I wanted his skin to be kind of gray.
Yeah.
and I didn't want the coat to just be black. You got a really nice gray-black shade for the coat.
Yeah, that's what I went for because I wanted to make sure that I was showing like when he steps out of the shadows, he does have like skin, but it also is like grayish green.
Right.
Like it's got to be like kind of nasty. He's got like goblin teeth.
Yeah, I like that both of ours wound up with a ghoulish smile and kind of like big ears. I love the collar on that coat too, up.
Yeah.
That actually increases the spookiness. Mine's just classic down.
And honestly, the up collar is just more like it's a personal style thing.
Yeah.
Like, I would wear this coat.
He's swagging.
Yeah,
he's
like
actually, your hat is dripping.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah.
And so is yours. If you showed me that coat in real life, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're going the extra mile if you're wearing something like that. And a hat that said death like that. If this was your outfit tonight, I mean, I would be like, you are going for something new.
All right, well, I think we got time for one more. Our final prompt is...
I think you should do the Pondering Turtle.
All right.
I think so too.
Yeah. Thank you to S. Reedy for the prompt. Pondering Turtle.
I know him, Sean.
You know S. Reedy?
Yeah.
I met him at in Dallas. Say hi.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean. We're gonna draw this turtle just for you.
Let's go.
Pondering turtles. There's a lot of places where this one could go.
Turtles, top 5 favorite animal of mine.
Turtles are bomb. I feel like a pondering turtle a lot of the time.
Yeah?
I stay pondering out here.
Yeah. What makes you feel like a turtle though?
Because I fucking snap
Ooh,
if you get too close.
Let's go.
And because I shield my emotions with a hard exterior.
Come out of your shell, Kevin, come out.
This makes me think about that great children's TV show, Franklin.
Oh, I love Franklin. You know what show I randomly remembered recently? Did you ever watch As Told by Ginger?
Yes, oh my god, that's an OG classic. The grass is always green on the other side. Theme song.
Grass is always greener on the other side.
Yes.
Wasn't it like Macy Gray? I think
was,
Macy Gray did it.
Smart guy.
Oh yeah,
I love
Taj Mowry.
Taj Mowry's so funny in that show.
Yeah, I was a big TV kid.
My AIM username was TVWatcher1342.
That's incredible.
That's how much I loved watching TV.
It's also so like a Jackbox game would just like automatically put as your username if you didn't put anything. My AIM username was Witness2323 as a LeBron fan myself.
That sounds like a metalcore band name. Witness is a hard-ass word.
Yeah.
I might have to use that for my new wave band. I do have half of a new wave album recorded. Gonna hopefully come out this year if I can finish recording Dope Girl Chronicles.
Dope Girl Chronicles is the one with all the lore, correct? Like this
it has to come out in 2023 as the prophecy foretold.
When was the prophecy foretold?
The prophecy was first uttered in 2015. That's when I recorded the version of Do a Little Dope where I say that Dope Girl Chronicles is coming out in 2023.
And do you like remember that moment of like deciding to say that? And
I used to say that a lot because Dope Girl Chronicles was the album I was writing at that time. I would throw out the year 2023, 2026, whatever, just a year that seemed far away. So I do remember it was just a part of things I would say at a show. But I just was never anticipating that live recording would be the one that came out on the record. And I meant it. Because all the songs from Dope Girl Chronicles are written. They just never recorded them.
Oh, so these are all the songs from back then?
They're all the songs from back then that I decided that I wanted to make for Fade Into the Dawn. I wanted to write a bunch of new songs.
Yeah.
Because I was at that point in my creativity. I felt like I needed to prove to myself that I could like write new songs instead of just relying on the old ones.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but I feel like creative people will understand that strange mentality, and then it just sort of that kind of kept happening. But I also kind of knew in the back of my mind that DGC was going to come out this year. Because once it was prophesized, I can't drop Dope Girl Chronicles in fucking 2021.
Right.
That would be just as bad as not dropping it in 2023.
You're dedicated to like the actual lore.
I'm dedicated to the prophecy.
Like a lot of people will undervalue that, but I think that's like the sign of a true artist who can stick to their word no matter when they say it, you know?
But I gotta start recording it. Because I'm addicted to recording this other album that doesn't have a title yet. I would hopefully like to put out more than one album this year.
Have you ever put out more than one album in a year?
Before I was signed, in one calendar year, Field Medic did definitely put out like 4 EPs, which is almost 2 albums, but not fully. Last year, I kind of put out 2 albums with the Field Medic record and the Paper Rose Haiku mixtape, which is 8 tracks. Next year, I'm for sure putting out 1 Field Medic and 1 Paper Rose album, because the Paper Rose album is done.
Yeah.
And the Field Medic album has been prophesized. So
and that's this year.
That's this year. Oh yeah, did I say next?
Yeah, but you know,
it's January.
It's January.
What does a turtle look like?
I'm kind of doing like my own take on a turtle and not letting it be like...
You're not following the rules.
I'm not.
You're shaking things up.
I'm shaking things up. I'm not following the rules.
Oh, you guys want to sign it with your stylist?
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. Have a great summer.
Ouch.
So that's grading everybody.
I was heartwarmed. I said to Riley, "Why are you here?" I mean, I didn't say it like that. I was like, "I'm happy that you're here. What's the occasion?" And he said, "I just came to take care of Brayden,"
Have to, yeah.
which is very sweet.
I love that guy. You know, gotta make sure he's okay.
Are you coloring?
I'm not coloring yet.
Okay, good. Because I had a big problem.
Uh-oh.
I honestly, in my life, have never thought to draw a turtle. It's like harder than you think.
I have like a few different ways I draw turtles, so I had to pick one, and that was the toughest part.
So you just have an arsenal of turtle blueprints in
Honestly,
in your brain.
Not that I've ever lied, but it was really not a lie when I said that turtles were in my top 5 favorite animals. I had a lot in my arsenal.
You'll see I had to kind of change up the way that I chose to look at everything.
That's life, though.
Yeah, you gotta change your perspective when you have to. Holding on does more damage than letting go.
I was just so smitten with drawing, you know.
Don't you love to draw?
I absolutely love it.
I think it's just such a relaxing activity. You're making your own little world.
I'm letting this one breathe. You know, this one's gonna have fun on the playground, you know.
You're not tripping about it.
Oh no, I'm more so like I'm excited about this one now.
This is definitely my worst drawing of the bunch, but there's also something special about it.
I think like that's kind of where mine's at. Mine's special because I let myself break a lot of rules. When you started watching Hivemind, did somebody like show it? Like how did you find?
I found it through Taylor Morgan.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Nice. Shout out to Taylor Morgan.
Shout out to Taylor
What a
Morgan.
good dude. Garden Avenue.
Garden Avenue, it's on my pencil.
Yes.
Can you confirm?
I can confirm it says Garden Avenue.
I love you, Garden Ave.
I love you, Garden Avenue. I will join Garden Avenue as a content creator if you so choose. I don't think you guys have any content creators on your squad yet, and that's probably a weakness in this creator economy. And so just let me know.
You should send Taylor Morgan your resume.
That's a good idea. I hope he's impressed. I'll try to really break it out, make sure that I'm putting all my, I get a lot of LinkedIn, break out some old projects to show, to make sure that he knows I'm the real deal.
Have you met any of the gardeners?
I met Jonah
Mm-hmm.
plenty of times. We did a fantasy camp interview early on.
For real?
In the Hivemind world,
Oh
yes.
my god, I gotta watch that.
Oh, it is bad. It's old. Not bad like that. It's just so old that I'm like,
Do you look like a different man?
yes, I had blonde hair, no mustache.
I legitimately thought when you posted that clip that someone had made of Hivemind through the years that you guys had a different host before you.
That was the overwhelming sentiment, was how does Graydon look the same and Riley looks so different. I remember when they told me that you were in Av, I like didn't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I was with them, I was like, what do you mean field medics in Garden Avenue? This makes no sense.
Yeah.
And they were just telling me stories of like how it all happened, and I was like, wow, that is like a beautiful thing, because you never would expect it.
I've gotten to learn so much, like just talking to them, like producing and stuff. It's amazing. It's my favorite group of people.
I always say, I think we talked about this one time when we were just like chopping it up, but it's like how basketball players want to be rappers and rappers want to be basketball players. The producers want to be folk artists and the folk artists want to be producers.
Straight up.
Like, that's Dev Lemons, everybody. And then also,
You gotta pay me money for that shot, you know what I'm talking about?
what I got everybody. Star-studded cast of this episode.
This is episode 1 of Drawn Out Conversations.
Just not to steamroll your bitter or anything, but in case you want to know the context of the bag, it's really generous loaf of bread.
Be careful with butter, the margarine for error is high.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm really just putting the finishing touches
I
here.
feel like mine somehow turned into one of those cutesy greeting cards.
Oh yeah?
Like very like lo-fi, silly, cutesy, but I'm stoked about it.
Honestly?
Uh-huh.
I think it's done. These are our last ones right here.
Right. This is Pondering Turtle.
Pondering Turtle.
Wow. Oh my god, the shell shape is incredible.
Oh,
on
thank
yours.
you.
And he's like buff.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea, is like I broke the rules by giving him very human buff arms to
Yeah.
think, but then he's got these skinny legs with tennis shoes.
It's like they're coming out of like his jeans, which I
Yeah.
think is really cute.
yours, a very cute. It is
It's
greeting
like,
card
it's like,
vibes.
Yeah,
yeah.
like Pinterest.
It's
Like,
giving me like circus turtle vibes
Yeah,
too. The
yeah.
way it's got like a little bit of a stripe to it. It's got a cute little hat.
yeah, I was having a really hard time trying to draw a turtle face big, so I had to focus on what I could do, which is a shell.
Oh well, you achieved it. It goes turtle mode, and then very on the nose. You know the what's the meaning of life?
Yeah,
that's pondering.
It's like what's the meaning of life? And you open it up, and it's like, I don't know, Grandma, but I hope to find out soon. Happy birthday.
Yeah, maybe you could tell me because
Yeah.
you're so old. And that is the ultimate question that we all have to figure out.
I
which
think
is,
about
what
it.
is the meaning?
I
of
think
life?
about it all the time, and it
Yeah.
disturbs me to my core.
Yeah, I'm not as much disturbed as I'm excited by it now, though.
Me too, actually.
The more you find out about it, the more you want to peel back the
Yeah.
layers. You keep finding out more.
Every night that I go to sleep, I just want to wake up and drink coffee and keep finding out.
Same. I always sleep through my alarms, but up until like going to sleep at night, I never want to go to sleep. I always just want to be
keep
awake
going.
and keep going. I want to find out more stuff, have more conversations, make more shit.
Draw more turtles.
Draw more turtles, yeah.
That was officially the inaugural episode of
Dude.
Drawn Out Conversations.
It's an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Riley for joining me. Thank you to all of our cast of guest appearances. Let me know who you want to see on Drawn Out Conversations next.
And subscribe to the channel and check out Field Medic's music and all that stuff. That's just the YouTube stuff.
Thank you for
gotta
doing
do.
that stuff.
Here, wait, I'll do a better one.
Yeah,
Better,
yeah, I'm a beginner.
All right, this is how it's done. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like if you want to see another episode, comment who you want to see on it next, and go stream all of Field Medic's music out on all platforms right now. Thanks for having me on.
Of
this.
course.
I really appreciate it.
Of course, check out Hivemind, but you already know.
Yeah.
You know Riley. But if you don't know, check out Hivemind, subscribe. Did I do that right?
Yeah, you got it. It's
subscribe.
perfect. Yeah, you got it.
All right, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Farewell.
See ya.